action.
Hello, I'm Tim O'Rourke, and today I'd like to talk about how you can get the most from your beer. So we'd like to taste beer and do it the same way as a professional brewer. The first thing we must do is to ensure that we've prepared the beer properly. We need to make sure it's in the right temperature and that we've looked after and it's the right date, so it's fresh. The fresher the beer, the better it is to taste. So we want fresh beer. Now we're tasting, we're not talking about drinking. Drinking is something that you do as a session, tasting for enjoyment. Tasting is something that we do to evaluate and compare different beer styles. So assuming we've got the right beer, the next thing is we need a tasting glass. The tasting glass wants to be something with a handle, with a stem like this, so that you don't clutch the beer, you don't change the temperature. So typically something with a small stem and that is being properly washed, so we'll be able to present the beer in the best possible way. We've got to make sure there are no grease films or anything else on the beer. The next step is to open the beer and pour it. Since we're tasting, we only want only a small amount of beer, and so we'd half fill the glass. As well as tasting beer, the appearance is very important. So here we have a nice clear glass of beer, bright and with a little bit of foam. The amount of foam is important, not too much because it will dampen down the aroma, but enough to maintain the beer throughout the tasting life. Clearly this is disappointing. So the next stage is, having looked at the beer and assessed it, we come to smell it. The first step is to bring it towards your nose and take a couple of quick sniffs. This will allow you to notice any of the major volatiles that you get, the major fruity flavours and also some of the off flavours. You pick up particularly sulphury flavours off the beer. So we don't want those, we can notice them. Once we've done that, we bring the glass right up to the nose and a good sniff. The other way to get the aroma out is put your hand over the top. This is why the glass must only be partially full. Swirl it round and then get your nose right in. In that way you will pick up most of the aromas. So now you've got an idea of what the beer is going to taste like, what the aromas are like. Next step is to actually taste the beer itself. Now tasting, we only have 4 tastes on our tongue, which is sweet, sour, bitter and acid. So those are the 4, that's wrong anyway, salt. So those are the 4 tastes. So we taste the beer. Let it linger in your mouth so you get the full taste. And as it warms up in your mouth, that some of those aromas will actually go up through the back of your mouth and into your nose and actually stimulate your nose. So you pick up the aroma from the beer also when you taste. If you leave it to roll around the mouth, you get that flavour, and you pick up the bitterness, you pick up the sweetness on the front of the tongue, which gives you an immediate sweet impact, and then slowly, after maybe 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you then start to pick up the bitterness or hop effect at the back of the throat here. And that is how we would normally taste a beer. Having tasted the beer, unlike wine people, we will actually swallow the beer right down, because we actually are after the aftertaste. That bitter taste that we get in our throat is only taken when you actually swallow the beer. So a good swallow, roll it around the mouth, swallow it down, then notice it, and then you put your beer down. Having done that, you're ready to record the details of it. But what is interesting is that you still have a lingering memory. That's called the aftertaste. So you get the sensation of the beer persisting after you've swallowed and actually drunk the beer. That's very Moorish. It will encourage you to drink more, to have another sip of beer. What is really important is also to remember what the beer was like. And the most important question of all is, did you like that beer? Would you have another? So thank you for your time. What was that?